Hello again, folks. Yes, it's Wrestling Lockdown here, of course, every Sunday at 12 o'clock on the W3L network. Where else would you want to be? And of course, how long is it going to be Wrestling Lockdown for? Hopefully not that much longer, because that then means we can return this to Wrestling Showdown and we can bring you live W3L action, because that's where it's at, right? Now, as you know, these dates are currently scheduled for us. They were supposed to happen in April. They have been moved till towards the end of the year. Hopefully we can get you them and other dates before that, but obviously it all depends on how things go. Still, in the meantime, if you've got your tickets for those April events, they are still valid, no need to worry. And while we're waiting for lockdown to end, and it seems to be getting a bit closer, you of course can get tons of free content here every single week on the W3L network. Luke Aldridge coming at you with the Untold XL, charting his career. If you've not seen them, get on board. They are fantastic. Emily Hayden, of course, has her Ask Advice Beach show. We've had Kevin Williams with his top fives, and we've been hearing the bitter truth from Mike Musso. All that and tons of things happening. Free content every single week here in the network, just to tide you over until we can come back and present live wrestling for you. When we do return, we'll of course be in tow with our good pals over at Crafty Connoisseur. They've been open throughout the whole of lockdown, and of course their website is still active. It has various offers and coupon codes. Check them out on social media for those. Buy something from them. They'll send it straight to your door. What could be simpler? So show your support for Crafty Connoisseur, and why not show your support for W3L? Yeah, watching us is great. Pick up a fan support package. They start from only £5, so there's a price to every budget, and you're going to get dirt cheap ringside tickets, which will be handy for when we return. We're bringing you more live shows. You're going to get DVDs, signed posters, and exclusive video message from a W3L star of your choice. It's well worth getting them. Cool t-shirts, DVDs, all available on the website. More than that in just a bit. This week's match, however, is going to be something special, I am sure. We welcome the return of the Wonder Kid, Jonny Storm. A firm favourite here in W3L, doesn't appear as often as maybe we would like him to do, but he's a busy man, understandably so. He's one of the best the UK's ever produced, a pioneer of British wrestling, and he is coming back to the Worldwide Wrestling League. But he's facing a really tough test this week. He's got to face the monstrous Asylum. He's making his W3L debut, but he has terrorised the north east of England for quite a few years, and he intends now to turn his sights to W3L and defeat the Wonder Kid, Jonny Storm. Will he? Can the Wonder Kid overcome this monstrous man known as Asylum? Or is Asylum going to get the biggest victory he's ever had and start his W3L career on a high? So we'll wait to find out. Let's get into ringside for this week's match. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe Fordyce, you're here on Wrestling Lockdown, and over the past couple of weeks you've seen wrestlers from the north east of England coming here to W3L to challenge some of the W3L stars. Of course, 2 weeks ago we saw Ryan Roode challenging Kevin Williams for the Wrestling Showdown Championship, and last week it was Mark Anthony battling the very good Mr. Eugene G. Mackey, and this week we have the W3L debut of the menacing Asylum. Look at the size of this guy, the hardest hitter in the northeast of England. That's thing can be borne out in this match, and he is facing a pioneer, as you heard, a legend of British wrestling, the Wonder Kid, Jonny Storm, and he's been appearing on and off for WTL since 2017. It's always lovely to see him. He's in his last month losing in controversial fashion to Luke Aldridge. That just smacked Asylum in the face, and he shrugged it off like it was nothing and tossed Storm in the corner like he weighed hardly anything at all. Storm laying down some fast. He's going to have to use his speed and his quickness. He does have a huge experience edge, because he smacks Asylum right in the face. And you can argue that Storm's faced the bigger level of competition, but Asylum is absolutely no slouch. He comes in. Oh, Storm covering up. Asylum's waiting for him. Oh, he ducks. There's that speed I was talking about. So Jonny Storm, you will know, of course, former W3L Tag Team Champion. Man, he will revolutionise the high-flying aspect of British wrestling way back at the turn of the century. As weird as it is to call it that, but it's true. And he has kept going ever since. While some of his peers have slowed down, he has arguably got better and better. And seemingly has never aged and has never lost a step. He slides out to the floor. Oh, but Asylum just caught him. And this is where Asylum's at his best with the power, but Storm slips out the back. He's faced big men before, and I think he's got the ability to perhaps slide away from Asylum like we saw, but all it's going to take is Asylum to catch him with something, and Storm might be in trouble. I think Storm's going to go to the top rope. This could be one of his best opportunities. And he's perched high. Asylum just waits and catch him. Like I was saying, he's a powerful man as Asylum, and dumps him down with that gourd buster, knocking all the breath out of Jonny Storm, I am sure. And you can see the anguish the Wonder Kid is in. Again, you may not be familiar with Asylum if you're not from in or around the northeast of England. He wrestles all over the place. The likes of Maximum Pro Wrestling, Full Tilt Wrestling, and loads more besides. A multiple-time champion in different companies. He is no stranger to winning championships, but there's no titles on the line in this contest. But there is the bragging rights that he has defeated a pioneer of British wrestling in the Wonder Kid Jonny Storm, as he drops down upon his back. Asylum comes in over £300, and that dropping on your lower back is not good for anyone, particularly somebody who's a high flyer like Jonny Storm, as Asylum squashes him on the ropes. Storm's flexibility is only going to help him so far, but if your back is sore as he moves out of the way, and Asylum, not a particularly delicate landing, but it's given Jonny Storm a bit of an opportunity, and making the most of the ring, making the most of where Asylum got trapped. And there's the cunning of Jonny Storm, ingenuity, that huge vast bag of tricks he's got from all his years in pro wrestling. And down he goes, face first. And you see Asylum, when he gets you, when he throws you down, you go down with force. This is a man who over the years has faced all the top stars in the northeast of England. In fact, I think he's probably battled most people, quite frankly. As well as that, he's tackled the W3L's own Mike Musso, former tag team champion Dave Jeremy, even wrestled Tom Latimer, aka Bram, as well. So Asylum's faced the tough competition. Asylum has gone toe-to-toe with some of the best and has got those victories. So he rams Storm head first, and a chop. And he launched Storm. It's like he was fired at a cannon there. He shot across the ring and smashed the turnbuckles and dropped down. The thing you may not know is that when not wrestling and destroying his opponents, Asylum is a drummer, and he plays with bands regularly. And you might think, well, what exactly good is that? And when it comes to wrestling, hang on, he drops a massive leg and just stays there, and nearly got it. Jonny Storm, he shoved that huge leg off him, and look at this, Asylum going back for another cover, puts more weight across the shoulders, and Storm gets the shoulder up. So as I was saying, he's a drummer away from the ring. And think about it though, that means as Storm drives him face first down, and talk about making a better comeback there. Jonny Storm used everything he had there, but Asylum, his shoulders, his arms are so strong and powerful. He's got immense tendon strength in his arms. Think of the stamina need to be a drummer, your arms constantly moving. He's not going to tire, and when he hits you, that's why he's the hardest hit in the northeast of England. He's got such powerful arms. Of course, we've seen that the way he's
caught and thrown Jonny Storm around. Asylum just going to the floor, just taking a moment after Storm hit with that drop kick. Storm got up ahead of steam and dives upon him. Now Jonny Storm lacks a fair bit of body weight compared to Asylum, looking at at least a £100 deficit. But Storm uses momentum, catapulted himself through the ropes, crashed onto Asylum. Because they land heavily on this wooden floor. And Storm runs him into the wall. And the referee being a little on the lenient side here. Hold on, there's a piano in the building. And the Asylum, it's not how he was intended to tinkle ivories, but he has. And Jonny Storm taking advantage of his surroundings. He's got a bin. He's got a dustbin. And just drops it across the head of Asylum, who still hasn't gone down though. Finally back against the Wonder Kid. They're onto the back of the building. And Storm now hits the wall. Again, those powerful arms of Asylum being Irish whips you. We saw what happened in the ring earlier on. Jonny Storm went flying. Both of them battling right at the back of the room. And there's no padding, there's no protection. They're going right around the building here. Of course, the downside is there's all these sharp objects. There's the stone pillars, there's the chairs, there's a bar at one side. It's Asylum. Gets put down with a snapmare. What's Jonny Storm going for? He's hoisted up a child! And he body slams a child onto Asylum. Now, does that count as outside interference? No, apparently not. Jonny Storm getting an unexpected tag team partner to get the better of Asylum as he slams with that table, and the referee just letting it go. But you've got to give credit to the Wonder Kid, because all his years in pro wrestling throughout the United Kingdom, Japan, the United States, Europe, he wrestles multiple times a week, multiple times in a day. Jonny Storm has learned all these things. He uses the ring, the ringside area, even the crowd to his advantage, and it makes him such a difficult competitor to beat. Yes, he lacks size, yes, he lacks the power of Asylum, but he more than makes up for it with the cunning and ingenuity. Storm trying to get away from his massive opponent, and they're heading upstairs. Now at the top is a balcony, and that does not bode well for anyone. Jonny Storm being sent flying. Asylum's not. Oh, he is. Asylum trying to throw Jonny Storm off the balcony, and it is a floor under there. There's a thin bit of carpet, but there's a stone floor back there. If Jonny Storm falls off that balcony, it will be extremely serious. Asylum gets run at that rail. This could be really, really serious. Both men could suffer some serious damage here as Storm is bringing him back down the stairs. Obviously, he can only win the match in the ring. And he pokes him in the eye. No matter how big and strong you are, your eye is always going to be a vulnerable point. And Jonny Storm, from moments ago nearly being flung over the balcony and hitting the floor, has managed to turn the match in his favour to a degree. But I'm sure Asylum is not down and out yet. You don't get to a multiple time champion in a variety of promotions here in the Northeast by being a slouch. It's one of the biggest men in the Northeast. And Storm takes down with the body press, and the referee comes in, but just gets a 2. I think maybe if the referee had slid the ring a little faster, that might have ended it. One question that might come up is stamina. Jonny Storm, he can miss for a long, long time. Asylum, maybe not quite so much, but look at this reversal. And Storm, Storm tried to flip over him, but Asylum grabbed him and has repositioned him on the shoulders. Asylum caught Jonny Storm and presses him overhead. The power of Asylum. Oh, Storm slips out. And the ropes trying for the prawn hold, but Asylum holds on. Down with the power bomb and sits out. Jonny Storm is going to be defeated, and somehow a shoulder up. Asylum Cobb slammed him down, sat with that powerbomb, and Jonny Storm, he's done for. He can't have a breath left in his body. He's just flailing on the canvas here as Asylum, where he doesn't normally climb the ropes. If he lands on Storm, he's going to squash him flat. Asylum about to take to the air, and Jonny Storm gets out of the way. And Asylum lands heavily. That's normally his remit, and he crashes down. Jonny Storm was lucky to roll towards the turnbuckles. Asylum hit nothing but canvas to see how he rolled away, created distance between he and Jonny Storm, but he is down. He may have winded himself, I'm not sure. Jonny Storm charging across the ring. And lands the moonsault. Comes off the middle rope, hooks the leg of Asylum, and scores the pinfall victory. Jonny Storm with a great victory over Asylum. It was no easy task though. Came back from that powerbomb, managed to avoid the dive off the middle rope, and then landed the moonsault. And Jonny Storm scores the pinfall victory over Asylum here on Wrestling Lockdown. We'll get the official word from your ring announcer, Kieran Swinney.
Well, they had to fight all the way around the building to use a dustbin and a piano, but the Wonder Kid Jonny Storm manages to defeat the menacing Asylum. Hopefully we see both of these men back in W3L sometime soon. Maybe they'll be part of our live events at the end of the year. Who can say? These are the rescheduled dates. Anything is possible. Get in touch, let us know what you think. Should they come back? Of course they should, I think. We will obviously endeavour to keep you informed as to what's going on and who's going to be part of these events in the coming weeks. Hopefully we can bring you more before that as well. Obviously depends on how lockdown goes. Now, speaking of which, I know you're all stuck indoors, I know there's not much you can do, but don't worry, we're providing you with amazing content every single week here on the W3L network. You of course have Wrestling Lockdown every Sunday at 12 o'clock. We've got Luke Aldridge with his Untold Exile series, getting an insight into the mind of the Exile himself. Emily Hayden's had Ask Advice Beach, dispensing her pearls of supposed wisdom. Kevin Williams had his Top 5 series, it's all collected in a playlist, go and watch that. Of course, Mike Musso continuing to bring you the bitter truth. You can listen to what Mike Musso says. Remember, all comments and opinions are his own and not necessarily those of W3L or its employees. So you can get on board with them and it'll tide you over until we can bring you more live action. You should also support Crafty Connoisseur because they're doing us the courtesy of sponsoring every live event that we're going to have this year. Their website's still active. They've got various voucher codes and stuff. Check out their social media for those. Order something from them, they'll send it straight to your door. What could be easier? And of course, think about buying yourself a fan support package. Starts at only a £5. That's hardly anything. There's different price ranges, will suit any budget. You're going to get signed posters, DVDs, exclusive video messages from a W3L star of your choice, and you'll get dirt cheap ringside tickets. So when we come back in action, when we start piling up the live events towards the end of the year, once lockdown's over, you'll be guaranteed a front row seat for hardly any money. What more could you want? Pick up a fan support package. You can get that, a W3L t-shirt, one of our exclusive DVDs, all from our website, which is w3lwrestling.com. Make sure you sign up to the mailing list while you are at it, and you'll be notified whenever something cool happens with our W3L mailouts. Give us a like on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, join us on Instagram, subscribe to this channel so you'll never miss either Lockdown, The Bitter Truth, Until Next Time, whatever it may be. You'll be notified when everything goes up. Make sure you use that there hashtag, engage with us. Who do you want to see on these events at the end of the year? Who should be challenging for various championships? Get in touch, tell us what you think, and then of course make your plans to come back here next week, because why wouldn't you? We've been doing this for well over 5 years now. I'm sure it's part of your Sunday routine. It certainly is mine. So come back for another amazing episode of Wrestling Lockdown, as it will be. You can obviously hunt down Ghost Wizard. He's been hiding in the past 3 episodes, where you have to look very closely, but I'll bring you another amazing match, more news about what's going on in around W3L, and more cool W3L stuff, quite frankly, right here on Wrestling Lockdown.